on April 10th, 2912, my late husband and I set off down Fifth Avenue aboard the Land Titanic, the largest street-going vessel ever built. Just 4 days into our maiden voyage, as we approached 32nd Street, the landliner struck a mailbox and went down. 2,000 souls were lost that day, including my dear husband. In loving memory, I established the Mr. Astor Endowment, which this year supports the United Mutant Scholarship Fund.
Mutants? That's the kind of thing you are. Shh! You know mutants aren't allowed on the surface. If anyone asks, say I'm an alien, remember? Oh, right. You gonna finish that roll?
Shh! Now, a short film about those pitiable creatures so in need of our charity.
Far beneath the everyday rumble of limousines and poodle feet, there toil a downtrodden people even less well off than the upper middle class. The noble sewer mutants. For you see, generations of exposure to toxic sewage mutated them into horrific monsters!
Shut up!
These industrious, people, I guess, maintain the various pipes and poop chutes that keep decent above-ground society functioning. And where did these proud toileteers learn their menial skills? At Brown University, the nation's premier institution of lower learning. So please, give generously, knowing some poor, helpless mutant will thank you. Not in person, thank God.
Well, that was disturbing.
Oh, I understand, dear. They are hideous.
Look, I guess you mean well, but isn't that university just a tax-deductible sewer cleaning service?
Oh, my dear, that school is about much more than sewer pipes.
Really?
It's also about keeping those filthy things busy. Well, there are thousands of them down there breeding like rats.
My great-uncle once saw a rat.
If we don't keep them busy, they'll start jabbering about equal rights in their ill-bred manner.
Let's go. If I say one more thing, I might say it with my evening boot.
Well, rarely have I never.
Please, don't blame Leela. She's just a little ill-bred. You know how mutants are.
Your companion is a mutant?
But if anyone asks, say she's an alien.
Help! Police!
You may have eluded the authorities, but don't nothing get past Mrs. Astor.
What's gonna happen to me?
Permanent deportation, you mutants.
You going downtown, baby. Way down.
Now for growing concern today over how the city of Los Angeles is tackling homelessness as people are found to be living in city storm drains near the 110 freeway. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm Samantha Cortese.
And I'm John Fenolio. Residents who live in South LA say they are frustrated and concerned about the conditions.
KTLA's Rachel Menitoff spoke with a group documenting the needs of those who live there. She joins us live from downtown LA with more. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Sam. Hi, John. Good afternoon to you both. We also reached out to the city, the mayor's office, the local council member's office. We haven't yet heard back, but people in the area tell us conditions are so bad, even dangerous at times, and they're begging the city for a meaningful intervention.
I mean, these are human beings. You can't come and blame on them.
Juan Naula started Clean LA with me as a solo operation to improve Los Angeles streets and reach out to its ever-growing homeless population.
This has to get fixed a long term, not just a couple of weeks. Because I've seen so many places that the city come, clean, not even 2 hours. Same. We'll give you some food.
He's been documenting his experience, showing the plight of people like this woman who's taken up residence inside a sewer off the 110 freeway in the Broadway Manchester neighborhood. It's a 10-foot space filled with trash, no running water, and is completely unsanitary. Clearly distressed and dealing with mental illness, she told us she doesn't know how she ended up here and would like safer, more permanent housing. Has the city ever come by and offered housing options? No. Neighbors say the encampments and RVs are a total hazard, that those living inside dump their trash, vandalize cars, use drugs, and have cut through pretty much all of the metal wiring.
Put cameras out, put something to barricade them from coming in, house them, or send them somewhere else where they don't have to be straggling on this part under the tunnel. It's very bad.
Do you need help?
Naula engaged a man who's been living in this stripped-down car for 2 months. He said he was open to accepting the city's help.
You have reached the My LA 311 call center.
We tried calling 311 and were referred to the Department of Sanitation. It tells us there have been multiple calls for service at this location, and it typically takes up to 90 days for someone to respond. 2 city street sweepers came by, but their cleanup was merely superficial.
Anybody else in there?
Naula says he did get an email from the sanitation department saying they planned to seal and secure the sewer, but clearly more needs to be done.
I cannot do so much. I'm just a guy. I'm just one person trying to fix these things. But the city has to jump in.
And the city has been to this location at least once before. We covered a city-led cleanup and tent removal in September of last year. The problem, as Juan describes it, is that people tend to return if there's no regular enforcement. That's the very latest from downtown LA. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Sam John, back to you.
We now know that that man is 29-year-old Ephraim Matthew Hunter from Los Angeles. Police say they caught him inside the home and arrested him this morning. The man broke in through a long window around 6:40 a.m., cutting himself on the glass, and according to police, made his way around the entire home before they arrived. LAPD responded to the mayor's house alarm, and they say as they opened that front door, the man was standing in the entryway where they arrested him. In a statement, the mayor's office said Bass and her family were not injured and are safe. The mayor is grateful to LAPD for responding and arresting the suspect. Detectives spending all day here at the home investigating.
As an Angelino, I'm very concerned, obviously. It's the mayor of the city, and we're concerned to any resident that has somebody just come into their home. So we treat this very seriously.
Detectives were not able to tell us if the man had any of the mayor's belongings or even any weapons on him when they arrested him, but we know he was booked for burglary, which includes entering a home with the intent to commit larceny or any felony offense. Now, this is not the first time that someone has broken into Bass's home. About 2 years ago, 2 men broke into her home when she was living in Baldwin Hills, at the time a congresswoman. They stole 2 guns that were locked in a lockbox in her closet, she said, that were for protection. They were arrested and sentenced. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
And Anastasia, what do we know about Mayor Bass's security detail? Were they home at the time of this break-in?
Well, we do know that LAPD, they have their detail that will drive her around and protect her at certain events, but we were not able to find out that information from LAPD if she has security when she's home. So we are working to learn more information about her safety measures while she's here at her house. Reporting live here in Windsor Park Square, that is. I'm Anastasia Olmos. Back to you in the studio.
This is the new home of California Governor Gavin Newsom. Nestled in the quiet Kentfield neighborhood, the home was purchased in November 2024 for $9.1 million. Boasting mid-century modern architecture, glass walls, and sweeping views of Mount Tamalpais, this home speaks volumes about the governor who leads the most populous state in the United States.
California Governor Gavin Newsom just dropped $9 million on a luxurious mansion outside of San Francisco. But just across the Golden Gate Bridge, the Blue City continues to battle massive waves of crime and homelessness. The Newsom family snatched the $9.1 million mansion off the market earlier this month. The 5,600 square foot home boasts 6 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a chef's kitchen, floor-to-ceiling windows, a guest house, outdoor sculptures, and a swimming pool and spa, just to name a few features. The architecturally stunning home is in Kentfield, which is just north of the city and has around 6,800 residents. Homes went for a median $2.8 million last month. While some neighbors are thrilled to see the high-profile family moving in, not all are lining up to throw them a block party. After hearing the news, one neighbor said, "I'll be cordial, but he is not getting a pie from me." The Newsom family's purchase was the 5th most expensive in Kentfield since 1999, according to a local appraisal blog.
How long have you been in this tunnel?
In these tunnels? About 5 years, since COVID.
For a 39-year-old man who wants only to be known as Tree, this
you can walk it.
Is home.
They had one homeless shelter that was overran, and I just followed the tracks and ended up down here.
That place, a network of tunnels stretching hundreds of miles, originally meant to divert rainwater, and now home to an entire underground population, all living just a few feet under the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip.
How many people do you estimate are living here right now?
Approximately 12 to 1,500.
So we are 3 feet
Caesar's Palace.
beneath Caesar's Palace on the Las Vegas Strip.
You said it yourself. You've been here many times. You would never even know it was here.
I feel like I've spent so many times looking up at the lights, I've never once looked down.
Rob Banghart works for Shine a Light, an organization that helps guide people out of homelessness through services like addiction treatment, mental health care, and access to housing. He comes here with a team of caseworkers every Saturday, hoping to reach people like David.
Does it ever get hard to be in the dark for so many hours? No? You get used to it?
Yeah.
Rob was addicted to a number of substances and says he's now been clean for nearly 7 years. This is a world he once knew firsthand.
I was underground for about 2.5 years. I had found somewhere that I could go and be left alone and not bothered and not have to worry about the direct sun or the wind or the randomness, right? And there was a lot of chaos in my tunnel too, but it was like the devil I knew.
A devil in the darkness.
Aaron, can you turn off that light so people can really feel just how dark and still it is down here? Okay, turn it on. Yeah, I mean, that is powerful. That's meaningful.
Yeah.
The choice or the circumstance that would bring you to this level of darkness, of desperation, of solitude.
We've made them feel so not a part of that they retreat underground because it's that guilt and shame. Like just walking around. I haven't showered in a year. I haven't shaved. Yeah, you feel. I lived in the same world as you, but not the same society.
Nationwide, the latest data shows more than 771,000 people experienced some kind of homelessness in 2024.
We want homes for the homeless.
A nationwide crisis playing out from New York.
Do not throw away my belongings.
Where an increase in evictions and an influx of asylum seekers has strained shelters.
You gotta go!
To Hawaii, where a devastating wildfire affected thousands.
Everyone I know is now homeless.
The Trump administration has attempted to freeze some of the $5 billion allocated in 2021 for homelessness assistance. NBC News reached out to the White House for comment, but did not receive a response by deadline. Rob worries recent cuts in federal funding will jeopardize services for people like Jay, who says he's lived in the tunnels for 13 years.
Why did you choose to live down here instead of live on the surface?
It doesn't matter where you go, you can't be there. I just try to stay out of sight, out of mind. So this is more out of sight and out of mind than up top.
Do you want to go back to the surface?
It doesn't even matter. I have no. Yeah, I just don't care.
A life in limbo, hidden in plain sight. Morgan Radford, NBC News.
Sale. It belonged to former Lieutenant Governor Lonnie Hammergren, who passed away 2 years ago. He filled the home with Vegas memorabilia, opened it to the public every Nevada day. 8 News Now reporter Ryan Tismaneski with how it can be yours for a hefty price tag.
If you drive along Sand Hill between Flamingo and Harmon, you've probably seen this. It's where Lonnie Hammergren lived, and now you can own part of it for around $2.5 million.
Hammergren's original home has been divided into a few different properties, so you can't buy the one with the space shuttle out front, but you can buy this one with the big rotunda.
While the front is a bit wacky, the inside is where things get weird. With Liberace's staircase, a planetarium, a cathedral, and no shortage of Vegas history. Angie Hatcher, the realtor listing the house, knows it's not the average residence.
I don't know that it's a home for a typical family. It's probably for someone that wants to entertain or someone that really appreciates Las Vegas history and what this means to the community and understands it.
Hammergren would open the home for tours on Nevada Day back when he owned it. The NASA surgeon amassed a huge collection, almost too big for his wallet, in fact. This house was foreclosed while he was alive. The current owner made it a bit more livable, but continues to let people visit every now and then.
Every year, the current owner has opened up the outside grounds every Halloween to the public. I think last year he had 5,000 to 8,000 people come through here.
She says neighbors are hoping the next owner can do the same. Ryan Tizmaneski, 8 News Now.
The house is about 7,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and a 6-car garage.